Hello, my Teaserking family. How's everybody today? I got an email from G. She hit a 14 teaser, my 4 locks. I was very happy for her. Hey, Alex, how are you today? So you're all worried about Arizona State? Never worried. I know how my UCF team gives up a lot of points. The one I was surprised at is we won the BYU under. I went to bed, it was 21-10. I said, well, we got a little bit of room. And then I wake up 22-21 BYU. Apparently there was a blatant face mask or holding that that prevented Utah from winning, I guess. And my friend's my BYU guy. Let me get my tea. So our good friend G goes and hits a 14 teaser. So let's go through my 4 locks yesterday. Well, I had 5 locks yesterday. She happened to be on the right 4. First lock, Colorado, Texas Tech over. It wasn't as easy as you thought. I was watching the game, and we're not there. We're at 54. We need one more touchdown. Texas Tech has the ball at the 1 yard line. They don't make it. Colorado gets the ball, 3-and-out punt, and then we score on a great jumping, one of these one-on-one routes in the far corner of the end zone. And then we get the ball back to try to tie the game, and the quarterback gets strip sacked, and Prime, the third, takes the ball into the end zone. So we did get the over, but it was not as easy as it should have been. So first lock, Texas Tech over. Second lock, we had who was our second lock? Alabama and LSU over. And I know Ryan was skeptical about that one. Don't worry. Even in the rain really helps you. So it's the wind that you worry about. So I took Alabama over, which wins. I have what the hell was mine? Great memory I got. Okay. The next lock was Arizona State UCF, where Alex is worried because Zetabu or Scootaboo, the running back, was out. Didn't matter. They put up a 67 and our over was 50. I love that one. So Texas Tech over, Arizona State UCF over, Alabama LSU over. We lose the Oak State TCU. Oak State doesn't come to play. They only get 13 points on TCU's 29 defense. So we lose that lock. And we win the 5th one, which I got talking to Alex in class. I said, well, wait a minute. If Cam Rising's not playing, Utah's an under, BYU with the killer defense. So it was under 47, and it was 22-21. It was 21-10 at half. somehow Utah scored, and then BYU shut them down the second half, 22-21. So that's the fifth lock. So 4-1 on the locks. We've got 5 locks, but we've already had one played. Cincinnati, Baltimore over has already been played. I've got 4 more locks. Again, one I discovered with Alec. That's why I go over in class. And then you got to be careful. I was going to play the Minnesota-Jacksonville game over. Trevor Lawrence isn't playing, so I had to recant that one. And I'm not sure what to do with Philly Dallas because I like Cooper Rush a lot. Lots of questionable calls. Bailed out BYU, but was good for me. I bet BYU money line live plus 220 when they were down 21-10. Oh, that's good for you. I was rooting hard for BYU late last night. Well, I wasn't watching. I was sleeping, but that's why I play the games, over-unders a lot more. It's, Utah's got a killer defense, and this was a big rivalry game. This was a dog game in a teaser, but I like the under more. Hey, G, congratulations. G hit a 4-teamer. She escaped the Oklahoma State over. I went with the other 4 locks and won. So I got 4 locks to give her today. And she's already got it, I assume. I think I sent that email. Yeah, she's got that. So I don't know. The Giants Carolina's already going on. I played that game under. I'm sure the people in Germany are about to go to war over having to watch that game. But when I was in Germany, they don't give a shit about NFL. They care about soccer. They don't care about the football league. Then I'm reading they might have a game in Berlin. I'm sure they could care less. They really don't like it. It'd be like if we had a soccer game here. Who cares? We're not running to it. I love how they try to force soccer down our throats. And nobody cares. The only people who care are people from Europe who come over, or Brazil or somewhere, who come over. But all the Americans, I'm watching football, not soccer. Okay, G, good. So G signed up for today's NFL. It's a good lineup. I think I added a game or two, Alex, so make sure you see that. Let's go through the lines. We start off Kansas City 7.5, 42.5. To Denver. Denver got killed last week, but they're familiar with Mahomes. It's a division game. Sure, they'll play much better than against Lamar. It was just a matchup where obviously he runs around and they've never seen it before. Mahomes is just more in the pocket. Every once in a while, Denver does that. They were down big to San Diego and came back to cover. They're an under team with an 18 defense, Bo Nix. And KC's a B team with an 18 defense, and obviously Mahomes. I think Mahomes wins the game. Both teams have 18 defenses. So I'm not anticipating a lot of points in this one. Buffalo, Indy, Buffalo, 446.5. Buffalo is an 18 with a 19 defense. They also had trouble with Baltimore. But then Baltimore can't beat Oakland and Cleveland. I don't understand. The fixing going on is like the WWF. Well, we'll let Hogan win, and then Ric Flair can take it from him. Baltimore just doesn't make any sense. We'll see. So Buffalo's an A team, 19 defense. Indy's an under team, 21 defense. Joe Flacco had trouble with Minnesota. They blitzed them, got all over them. We'll see about this. Buffalo's much better as a home favorite than they are as a road favorite. Minnesota and Jacksonville. Minnesota 7-43. Now there's a lot of wind here. Where's our Florida guys? I'm seeing 14, 15 mile an hour, but sunny. Will that really affect it? Well, from what I gather, Trevor Lawrence is out with the shoulder, so they're going with Mac Jones. If anybody hears a Lawrence playing, let me know, but I think he's out. Minnesota's 22-3, their last 25 in a teaser. Now, I know it goes last year and this year, and Darnell wasn't there last year, but still, I think they're 8-1 this year in a teaser. They're a B team with the 19 defense. Jacksonville's a W team with the 28 defense. You're not going to get a lot of defense from Jacksonville. Minnesota is the better team here, and you're laying 7, up to 7. Chicago, the Bears. Mike Dick is going to play today. Chicago 6-38.5. That number hasn't changed. New England's a W team with the 24 defense and Drake May, who just runs around, no arm. Chicago, an under team with the 19 defense, and Caleb, who just runs around. So you got 2-0 quarterbacks in this game. The Bears with a very good defense. I like the way they held the Rams earlier this year and a lot of the teams. I'll be curious to see them against the Lions and Green Bay. They haven't played them yet. I just think it's the Bears defense in this game. Caleb's not going to hurt you, and May's not going to do anything. I know they're trying to make May. They try to make all the new quarterbacks, these announcers are the superstars. They're all Tom Brady. And they don't know anything. So it was hard watching the Alabama game. Oh, my God. If I have to listen to Herb Kirkstreet again, I got to just turn the volume off because he's terrible. And he doesn't say anything that makes any sense. What an idiot. All right. 49ers, 6.5, 50.5 to Tampa Bay. We got McCaffrey back. So I look for him to run for 3 touchdowns. Tampa Bay, 27 defense. Just what McCaffrey wants. Now, Frisco's an E team, but I think they're probably more of a B team with McCaffrey because now they can run. Now they got balance. Yeah, they got the injuries, but not to Purdy. Tampa's an over team. Even with the injuries to the receivers, they scored against Kansas City. They put up 30 points. So what was that score? 34-27. You put up 27 against KC. They got a great defense. So Tampa, I think, will still be able to score, but I think the Niners put up a lot with McCaffrey. I give them 3 touchdowns today. So there's only one way to take this game. Atlanta, 3.5, 46 to New Orleans. Atlanta's an over team, 24 defense. Kirk Cousins, okay, still a choke. New Orleans, an E team. Their defense is weak, 25. They give up a ton of points, and Derek Carr's back. Olave believes out with a concussion. So you have Kamara, and you got these backups. The coach was fired because he was horrible. Too much talent to lose as many games as they did. He obviously was in over his head. Why does it take the owner like 3 years to figure this out? How do you even hire this guy? What are you looking at when you hire this guy? At what point do you say, wow, he's a good coach? Because you know what? He coached well at Oh, no, wait, he hasn't coached before. So we don't even know what we got. How the fuck do you hire a coach that's never coached before? It's unbelievable. The Lions do that all the time. They're just cheap. They're trying to save money. So we'll have to see what the new coach does. Probably not a lot. Atlanta, this will be a high scoring game, I think. And it'll be, well, we got to see. Atlanta doesn't have a defense. They're just, they're like Tampa. They'll score a lot, give up a lot. New Orleans, we'll see. Pitt and Washington. Washington here is 2.5 and 44.5, 45. 2.5. This is A against A. Both are strong teams. Pittsburgh with the 15 defense, Washington with the 21 defense. Both good. Russell Wilson against Daniel. This game's dead even. And you know what we do in dead even games. San Diego, 7.5 and 8, and 39 to Tennessee. Tennessee goes back to Levis, which I think is a bad move. How long do you have to see this guy to know he sucks? They're a Z team with the 27 defense. With Levis, they're still a Z team with the 27 defense. San Diego, very strong, good under team, but they got Herbert. They can score, and they have a 13 defense. So basically, Tennessee won't do anything against this killer defense, and San Diego can do enough against this 27 defense. And so you're betting defense here. Dallas and Philly. Philly 7, 44. 43.5, let's say. Funny how it went from 43 to 43.5 when Dak Prescott's not playing. Philly's a B team with a 19 defense. Dallas is a W team with a 28. They are not a good home dog. Micah Parsons is playing, and I believe CeeDee Lamb is playing. Problem is, you still have McCarthy as your coach. So getting rid of Dak will be a major plus for Dallas. Cooper Rush doesn't turn the ball over. I think this game's very competitive. All right. The JETSs against Arizona. They are 1.5 point favorites and 46.5. I'm very confused on this game because the Jets don't have a head coach. They don't have an offensive coordinator, but they got Aaron Rodgers, who is the head coach and offensive coordinator. They're an under team. They don't score that much with the 20 defense. Arizona's an E team with the 24. Good luck figuring them out. Against the Lions in Washington, they get 13 points. Against the Rams, they put up 40. I think if it's all up to Kyler Murray running. If he can run, they win. If he can't run, they lose. They're playing the Jets. He probably won't be able to run. I'm a little surprised by this spread. I thought Arizona should be a 3-point favorite. They're at home. And what have the Jets done, right? So I really can't lock in on anything here. I kind of like the under. I haven't played this game. I kind of think the under is the play, but I can't play it. Rodgers and Murray scare me off the under, but I can't go over either. So I'm just going to watch and learn. Detroit, 3.5, 49.5 to Houston. Detroit's an A team with a 19 defense, but I'm going to call it a 22 defense. Still an A team because of Hutchinson being out. They've got a lot of injuries on defense, but they've recovered nicely. Very strong offense. Golf against Stroud. Houston's an E team with a 22 defense. Look for Detroit to score a lot of points in this game. And the way their defense is playing, even without Hutchinson, they're doing okay. They picked up the guy from Cleveland and won't make a difference. He sucks. What was the point of that? The guy's, never heard of the guy. Guy's been in the league 10 years. I've never heard of him. And for me, I know every player. So to never hear of this guy, he must not be good. Oh, he has 5 sacks. Well, he plays with Myles Garrett. So who's getting the double team, him or Myles Garrett? So that Myles Garrett gets the double team, which means he's 1-on-1. Don't get all excited. I think Detroit just is explosive team. Even in Green Bay in the rain, they didn't drop a pass. Very fluent, very balanced offense. They can run the ball with Montgomery, and they can throw the ball with McLeod. So Goff playing way over his head. He's not this good. I think Will Anderson is out, the all-pro defensive linebacker. And you have Stroud. You got the receivers out, although one receiver is going to try to play. But I think Detroit gets him today. And our last game is the Rams, 1.5, 49. Let's call it 49 to Miami. We got Miami's a W team. They're probably more of an E team with Tua. Okay, when they had the backup, Skylar Thompson, they weren't scoring. So it skews a lot of their trends. So let's give them a few more points for Tua. They still have a 23 defense. The Rams, an E team with the 24 defense, and they get Pukanuka and Cooper Kupp going. So they're going to put up points. Miami should put up points. They put up points on Buffalo. We'll see what happens here. Let's go through teaser trends. I don't know what's going on with the Giants in Carolina, but play against Carolina is 13-1 as a road dog. Enough said there. Minnesota 22-3 in a teaser the last year and a half. Tennessee play against as a road dog 10-2. Take San Diego as a home favorite 6-1. Detroit 8-1 as a road favorite 23-5 their last 28 last year and this year, but you can use it. Same coach, same quarterback. Miami play against as a road dog 9-0. And the Rams are 11-1 at home. 6-1 is a favorite, 5-1 is a dog. Stafford, when fully healthy, they're a much better team when he's got Pukanuka and Cooper Kupp. I've never seen two receivers get hurt as much as these guys do. Teaser trends. What is it? Well, we know what a teaser is. I do analytical trend analysis, which says, how do they do as a home favorite, home dog, road favorite, road dog? If I play them or I bet against. So if I go from 7-1 or I go from 7-13. So Minnesota is the best. Obviously, 22-3. The following teams are 8-1 in a teaser. Detroit, Green Bay, the Rams, Washington, Pitt, Tampa Bay, Buffalo, Indy, Houston, Denver, San Diego, KC, and Baltimore, who's now 9-1. It's unbelievable when I looked at my charts, because I had to update them for the last few weeks when I was in Italy. And the whole fucking half the league's 8-1 in a teaser. What the hell's going on? So all that means is if you bet them in a teaser, you win 8 out of 9, about 85%, which is what we're looking for, right? Play against in the teaser. These teams are 8-1 against. So you bet against them, you win. Boom, boom, boom. The JETSs, Houston, Indy, Miami, Jacksonville, Tennessee, Dallas, Seattle, Kansas City, Washington, Philly, and Carolina. We notice it's mostly the shit teams, because if you bet against them, you win, except for Kansas City, Washington, and Philadelphia. Kansas City, like today, they're 7.5. So they win by 7, 8, 10 points. So if you took 13, you'd win. But on the other hand, they're playing. So they're 8-0 in a teaser, which means if you drop them down to 1, you win. But they'll win by 7 to 10 points. So the other way wins too. That's the beauty of a teaser. You can go either way. You got to be flexible and you got to be open. You cannot have favorite teams. Everybody, who's my favorite team? Well, right now it's Minnesota. Right now, Detroit, I like. Right now, I want to go against whoever the Jets are playing, or against Tennessee, or against Indy. And it changes all the time. Washington was a play against last year. And it was like 16-1 last year, 15-2. But here comes the savior from Jalen Daniels, LSU. Boom. And he all of a sudden they're 8-1 in a teaser. They were 8-0 and they lost some game. But last week they beat the Giants. This will be a very good game with Pitt. This should be the game of the day. You probably need a field goal at the end to win it. But I like Russell Wilson. I can bet on him. I can't bet on Fields. So it's the quarterback that really makes the play here. Let's go through the quarterbacks. Well, we'll start with the Giants. I don't know the score. I don't care. Jones against Steve Young. Steve Young is horrible, and so is Daniel Jones. How he's in the NFL is shows you how stupid the management of the Giants is. New England, Chicago, we got May against Caleb. Again, two guys that shouldn't be in the NFL. Buffalo and Indy, we got Josh Allen against Joe Flacco. At least these are NFL quarterbacks. Allen's been really hot, not too many interceptions. And Flacco, the guy's 45 years old, so he's all right. He's a fill-in. He's not your ideal guy. Denver, Bo Nix against Mahomes. Mahomes, what can you say? Bo Nix, he's good. He's getting better. All right, he played Baltimore. Now he's seen that, and he'll learn from it. I mean, last year at Oregon, he lit it up. So I think he's trying to run some Oregon plays. I noticed the goal line play. They send the running back just to the side, and he throws it, and he walks in the end zone. Should be a really good game with Kansas City today. Cousins against Carr. Cousins, we know, is a choke. Carr has not had a good coach. If he would have had Sean Payton, he'd probably be better. But Cousins, what can I say? He was terrible at Michigan State. I don't know how he got drafted. And now he's what? He's, they're scoring points with him, but still he's a choke. Purdy against the Baker, very good game. Purdy's very good. Had to deal with wide receiver injuries. The Baker is put up 27 with KC without his receivers. So they've been throwing a lot of running back screens, tight end screens, little quick passes. So they're smart. And, scoring 27 on Kansas City is not easy. Denver won't do it today. They got a killer defense, Kansas City. Russell Wilson against Jalen Daniels, very good game. Two very good quarterbacks. I know everybody's on Russell Wilson. The guy can play quarterback. Come on. He won one Super Bowl and should have won the second if Coach Pete didn't have his head up his ass and ran Marshawn Lynch on second down. Darnell against Mac Jones. Darnell, I don't know where he's coming from. All of a sudden, he's a good quarterback. Mac Jones still sucks. You couldn't make it at New England. You're not going to make it at Jacksonville. So I'm beginning to accept Darnell, but he's not, he's no Russell Wilson, let's say. And Mac Jones, what's he doing in the NFL? He's terrible. Tennessee goes to Levis against Herbert. Herbert we like. He's a good quarterback. Levis, where in the world are you drafting this guy in the first round for? Well, he can run, but he can't throw. They keep missing the concept. The quarterback needs to throw to your $1 million receivers and not run the ball for 5 yards until you get to the 30, and then there's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, and that's it. So these bullshit, he can run quarterbacks. No. The quarterback's there to throw the ball to the receivers. Somehow this concept is overlooked. That's why these coaches get fired and the teams suck, because look at Daniel Jones. Wow, the Giants are really winning a lot of games with Daniel Jones because he can run. All right. Hurts against Cooper Rush. Hurts is in one of these. He's okay. I give him like a C plus. I mean, he's all right. He's not going to win you games too much, and he doesn't run the ball. But as far as they had to get Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown. to pacify him. I mean, that's not the answer. Tom Brady never had two good receivers. In one year, he had Randy Moss. He set the record. Most of his receivers were defensive backs or something, or just guys that nobody else wanted, like the little guys. Anyway, so you've got Cooper Rush. I like Cooper Rush. He's takes care of the ball. He's not a great quarterback. He's an average guy, but he's smart. Central Michigan, and he doesn't really throw a lot of interceptions. So he's careful with the ball. He's not great, but he'll be okay for Dallas. Aaron Rodgers against Kyler Murray. What can you say? Rodgers, superstar. Murray, a wannabe superstar. I still think he runs too much, but he can throw at least, and hopefully Marvin Harrison learns how to catch because he's failing miserably at back shoulder throws. Golf against Stroud. Golf's a choke. Playing well. Kind of the table's set for him. He's got a good offensive line. He's got a good running game and a good receiver. So he's set in the fact they can hand the ball off and we can run it down your throat, or he can pass the ball to St. Thomas and they're okay there. So it's a mistake that he's good. It's just because of the good offense that they have. You put him on a different team like the Rams and he sucked. There's a reason the Rams got rid of him and he sucked, right? He sucks. Houston has Stroud. I never liked Stroud. At Ohio State, he choked twice to Michigan. That's my measuring stick. In the big games, he never showed up. In the playoff game in Baltimore, he never showed up. He's just not a big game quarterback. And all he does is scramble to the right and hope to find his receiver cutting across so he can throw it to him. What the fuck is that? So he's not, just go after him there and that's it. But he's not going to win you games. And then we got Tua and Stafford. Stafford's good. He's all pro. Tua, too many concussions. He runs around. He doesn't really get he can't run. He scrambles a little bit. Everybody thinks he's accurate because he's got that soft pass, but I don't know. Last week lost to Buffalo. We'll see him, if he's any good, he should beat the Rams, right? Mahomes would beat the Rams. Joe Burrow would beat the Rams. So we'll see how he is here, but I think he'll get points. There's a few quarterbacks that are off today, but I don't see it here. So you bet the quarterback and you bet the coach. I heard somebody yesterday trying to explain how to get the upset. So it's like he listens to the class, but he doesn't get it. The upsets happen with a killer defense, first and foremost, and a good quarterback and a running attack. That's how you get. That's why I liked Utah in the upset. Killer defense, but they don't have a quarterback. BYU, killer defense and a quarterback. And that's why BYU won. Their quarterback was better. Utah actually started a third-string quarterback who was better than the second stringer, Wilson. And I guess you did well. But it's the killer defense. That's what you bet on, and you bet against the weak defenses. So, like the worst defense, Jacksonville at the 28, Tampa 27, Carolina at 33. You can't bet on those teams because they can't stop the other team. Carolina winning last week was a fluke. I mean, how New Orleans couldn't score. Well, Lavi got hurt in the middle of the game on a cheap shot. He got a concussion. Okay. But outside of that, you can't lose to a 33 defense. That's just shows you how. That's why the coach got fired. He doesn't know how to coach again. How do you not take advantage of the worst defense in the league? Alabama would put up 35 points on Carolina. Greg and John. Well, that's exactly what I'm saying. It's why it's hard to bet Cincinnati even though they have Joe Burrow, because their defense sucks. How does their defense suck? Well, partly because you got to pay Joe and you got to pay Chase $30 million. You only have so much money, and then you got Hendrickson, the defensive end. I love how, like in Detroit, they're going, "Oh, we can trade for Hendrickson." If I'm Cincinnati, you think I want to give up Hendrickson for draft picks? What are you, out of your mind? Why would anybody give up, Max Crosby or Lawrence Taylor or Ronnie Lott or any of those? Why would you give them up? It's so hard to find them. This is not baseball. I don't give them up and hope that the draft pick is as good, because I don't even know who I'm drafting if I can get a defensive end. Now, with that said, watching the Ole Miss game and watching Tennessee, you got some defense there. Ole Miss has 2 stud defensive ends. Tennessee's got a stud defensive end. If I need defensive ends, fuck Alabama. I'm going right to Ole Miss and right to Tennessee. I got 3 defensive ends to choose from. No excuse. Boom. And now you're set with your defensive end. Are the Lions smart enough to do that? I don't know, but you can't, nobody's giving up Hendrickson or Crosby for draft picks. This is football. The idea is to get as many stars as you can. AKA, could you imagine the Pittsburgh Steelers? Yeah, we're going to give up, Joe Green, Lambert, Ham, Mel Blount. Yeah, let's give them up. Yeah, right. You accumulate, and then you see, 4 Super Bowls later, and if Franco Harris doesn't hurt his ribs against Baltimore, it would have been 5 Super Bowls, because they would have got the Vikings again, and they would have killed them. The Vikings' problem was they couldn't stop the run, and all they did was face Franco Harris and Larry Zonka and Oakland. They didn't have a good defense. They had a good pass defense, but that doesn't win. You got to stop the run. That's the name of the game. So no free pick today, because I don't want to lose you money. My free picks are horrible. I had Vanderbilt yesterday, staying stoic. I thought I had another free pick. Maybe not. I didn't give it. I got fooled on the Cincinnati, West Virginia game because I thought the quarterback was out, and he might have been, so I took Cincinnati instead of the over, and it went over because I don't know. I got to check the box score there. My favorite play yesterday, I had Duke, was the Liberty Marshall play. I played a teaser, Liberty and Marshall against the Z teams, and they both came through. I was excited. That made me more excited than hitting the Alabama over in a rainstorm. Milrose, Jesus Christ. I don't know if he's a good quarterback or not. He is a good runner. Is he a good passer? He did choke against Michigan when he fumbled. This year, he's choked a couple of times, so I don't know. He's good when he can run, but it's like Kyler Murray, so I don't know how good Milrose is. The Heisman, I think, should go to the Boise State running back. I don't know what he did yesterday. They won 28-21 against my Nevada team. But this whole Heisman thing's a joke. Oh, Jackson Dart threw for 6 touchdowns. Yeah, yesterday he hurts his ankle in the first play of the game and didn't do a whole lot. A lot of field goals for Ole Miss. They did beat my Georgia team. Again, I can't bet against them. And now I finally saw Ole Miss. I never saw a whole game of them. They're not on TV much. So I did see them. They got a wicked defense, sort of like Tennessee with the wicked defense. And Dart is an average quarter. He likes to run. Big deal. I wouldn't draft Dart. I would draft Milrose ahead of Dart. Back at Georgia keeps throwing interceptions. They have a 7-0 lead, and they just couldn't do anything. So I don't know. The best team is still Oregon. I did play Oregon over. That was good. I lost with Indiana, Michigan. I was surprised Indiana got up 17-3 and then stopped playing. I didn't understand that. I was expecting them to put up 35, 40 points on Michigan. They let Michigan hang around, which was surprising. They do have Ohio State coming up, Indiana. I think they're a very live dog in the game. We will see. I think the Michigan game helped them because that was their first real strong game. They didn't play Oregon. They haven't played Penn State. Didn't play Ohio State. So this was their first test into the big leagues, and they won, but barely. So I don't know. I need a lot of points to take. I need over 14 to take him as a dog against Ohio State, but that's coming up in 2 weeks, I believe. Missouri beats Oklahoma. I loved it, and they scored a lot. So I don't know. Maybe Brady Cook woke up from his nightmare, but I didn't understand how Oklahoma was a favorite at all against anybody. But it was a little more high scoring. UCLA beat Iowa. That was Friday night. UCLA's hot. So at this point, you look who's hot and who's not. Washington loses at Penn State, which, again, the traveling Big Ten team sucks. Ohio State kills Purdue. I called that one. It was a big number, though, 37, but I didn't like the over in the game because I didn't think Purdue was going to help us. And they didn't help us. They lost 45-0. Notre Dame came through. That was a good teaser. I had Duke and Notre Dame together. I'm noticing the first half is kind of feel it out. Yeah, 10-3, whatever. And then the second half, it's 47-3. So I know Notre Dame came on in the second half. Notre Dame looks pretty good. Riley Leonard's better than I thought. Let's see what else. I think I don't know if I saw the score, but I didn't register Fresno State. I don't think they beat Air Force. They're in big trouble. BYU 22-21. Washington State, they did go over 70. I thought they would. Washington State, I didn't bet it. Utah State, very explosive. The spread 70. I know it'll be high scoring, but it's hard to get to the 70. They played a 77. God, you got to love Utah State. At least they're consistent on it, right? Arizona State without Scatterboo goes and with UCF, high scoring game. I think I nailed it. I have 38-31 Arizona State. I think it was pretty close to the score. All my little teams won. James Madison beat the Z team. Tulane beat the Z team, and they killed them. The Army beats North Texas. That I am very confused on. North Texas. Army wins 10-3. Like, you hold North Texas to 3 points. So Daly did play, and that was it. It was a nothing game. Ole Miss kills Georgia. Indy. Kansas looks real again. They killed Iowa State. 48 points on that defense. You're playing. We're going to be interested in Kansas the rest of the year and UCLA the rest of the year. I'll be locking those probably if I get a good point. Duke keeps rolling. They're a very good team. I keep betting them. I keep winning with them. Like I said, Marshall over the Z team. Southern Miss wins. Liberty over Middle Tennessee. The Z team wins as they should. Good boy. See, now if the game was on a Tuesday or Wednesday, they wouldn't have won. That's what's amazing about it. But on a Saturday, it's more thing. Texas State kills Lou Monroe. Texas kills Florida, who's on their third quarterback, and half the defense got injured against Georgia. Ohio State. Rutgers beats Minnesota at home. Again, the home Big Ten team, you got to be careful. And Georgia Tech. And I called that one with King. They're a better team, and Kings played, and they killed Miami. Because Kings just ran it down their throat. They get 270 yards. This is how you beat Miami. You run the ball down their throat and you control the clock. So a good running team with a good defense can beat these pass happy teams because they don't give them the ball. They just run it down their throat. And Kings is an excellent runner. So unfortunately, I wanted to bet on Georgia Tech, but I couldn't because I couldn't get an answer on Kings. The line kept going down, went down to 8.5, total 63. Without Kings, I can't do anything. And Kings plays, well, thanks for the warning, but now I know he'll play next week, so we'll just go on with it. That's why it's important to know who's injured and who isn't. It really affects the difference in the game. Let's take a look what's going on with our wait, I want to go here. Carolina 17-7 at the end of the third quarter. The Giants, how pathetic is that? We do have the under in the game, and the under is 46.5, and it's at 24 at the end of the third quarter. Is Andy Dalton? So now I got to look at the box score. Does Andy Dalton playing, or who's the? No, it's Steve Young's out there. Daniel Jones, 9 of 17 for 71 yards and an interception against the worst defense in pro football. Steve Young, 13 of 21, a whopping 113 yards and 1 touchdown. This Tyrone Tracy, 85 yards rushing. See, they're running more. And then Chuba Hubbard, 19 for 138. So it ain't Steve Young. It's Chuba Hubbard. So they know he sucks, and they're running the ball. That's about it. So 3rd and 9 at the Giant 5. The Giants will be punting soon. Hey, Ryan. How are you today? So, again, we got 4 locks going today, tomorrow. We already hit the Cincinnati over, and we were 4-1 in our locks yesterday. Oklahoma State, they didn't realize there was a game yesterday against the mighty Texas Christian defense. I was shocked by that one, but I knew BYU was going to be under. I felt that one. Talking with Alex in class, I looked at that game and I said, wait a minute, Cam Rising's out. Utah's at under. BYU with the killer defense. It's at Utah. It's a rivalry. This game's going to stay under. And I knew it was going to stay under. And then I locked it. And he saw me. I was locking it in class. So you get that feeling. So I did lock it. And love my locks today in the pros. Just kind of, should be good, but we never know. I can't stick around. Good luck to you all today. Good call with that Alabama over. Yeah, you did. I think you questioned me, but somebody questioned me on it. And the point was LSU doesn't have a defense, and Alabama really doesn't have a defense. And again, it's not Saban. And again, it's DeBoer. When he was with Washington, they would put up 30-some points on Oregon, who had a killer defense. He knows how to get points. He scores a lot, but his defense isn't that good. I thought LSU's play calling was terrible. They kept running the ball. Like, okay, you're running into the middle for 3 yards. You're down 17 points. When are you going to start throwing the ball? I thought the whole play calling and offense of LSU was terrible. But we'll take it. We'll listen to complete video later, though. If you talk metals, what's your opinion with platinum? My opinion on platinum or palladium, it's when I look at precious metals, we're looking gold and silver because it's money. The dollar's collapsing. So what is platinum going to do for us? It's not money. Now, if there's the industrial, see, there you're betting on industrial use. because you're not betting on it as money. So I really don't know platinum. Where does it go? Is it silver? I like because it's money and they're using it for the solar panels and for the Tomahawk missiles. So they're using it, but it's also money and it's extremely limited. I don't know how limited platinum is. It's not money. So I kind of stick with gold and silver. Yesterday, I went to my coin store and I got an ounce, and he didn't have any quarter ounces. So I got 2/10 of an ounce. So I got an ounce and 2/10 yesterday, celebrating my return to work and having some money. Basically, I got what I gave Jenna back, so now I'm back to where I was, which is really what I wanted. Now I'm going to attack. So I don't know. I can do some research on platinum, but I don't really know what it's used for. I really don't care about that. I mean, I'm looking financially and economically as an economist, and it's money. Gold is money. It's going up because BRICS is interested. So I would say if platinum is limited and highly in demand, then I would say it should go up. Is it a COMEX paper-driven price? This I don't know enough about platinum to know if it is. If it is, you got problems because you got JP Morgan price fixing it. So be careful with anything in COMEX or derivatives, right? It's being price fixed. If it's a free market, then it's fine. So that's why I recommend Rolex and Mantle cards, because they're free market. And look at the Rolex. There's one I think on my eBay is like $500,000. So that's free market. My biggest point is Montana's rookie is 110,000. Don't you think gold should be valued more than a Montana rookie? Obviously. So that's where gold could easily head to. Can platinum go there? I don't know, but you go to gold because it is money, and you go to silver because it is money, because the money's falling. So because this is being printed to death, forces you into gold and silver because there's no other money to go to. This is not a substitute for the euro. This is printed to death also. This is worthless and this is worthless. In fact, all the paper dollars are worthless. So you go to gold and silver because they are very limited and they are real money. That's why I push it, because that's the only lifeboat to go to. Let's see. No worries. I will be getting some gold this week. Was going to get a new hunting rifle, but no good deals. So I can't read it. Goat it is. Oh, okay. Oh, gold it is. TK, what do you think of Cooper Rush with Dak being out? Well, I already said he's fine. He's a good quarterback. He won't turn the ball over. Can he beat Philadelphia? Maybe. They have a better chance with Cooper Rush than they do with Dak. Yeah, you can't go wrong with gold. It cost me $27.90 for gold yesterday for an ounce, and $3.09 for my 1/10 of an ounces. So we got a nice little discount with gold going down because of Trump for no reason. Why is gold going down? Because Trump got elected. At best case, he goes on the gold standard because he realizes we're fucked. You can't pay off a $36 trillion debt only with gold. You can't go and print more money. I think people think Bitcoin is the answer. They'll go to Bitcoin to pay off the debt. How? Bitcoin has really it's got a value. To me, Bitcoin is a stock. Pretend Bitcoin's Amazon. The difference is Amazon actually is a real company making earnings. Bitcoin is not real. It doesn't make earnings. You can't hold it in your hand. You can't touch it. So therefore, what are you doing with Bitcoin? What is it? It's digital, which means it's probably a Ponzi scheme. It's not real money because you try to book a flight to Italy and a hotel in Italy and all the meals and go to the beach with Bitcoin. Yeah, when they're done laughing at you, you can't do it. That's why it's not money. So what is it? At best, it's a stock or a baseball card. Would you rather have Bitcoin or Mickey Mantle? There's a $500,000 Jordan rookie I show you. Would you rather have that or Bitcoin? And you're going to have the card in your hand. And it's a Jordan rookie, PSA 10, going for 500 grand. I think I'd rather have that than a Bitcoin that I can't touch. I don't know what it is. I can't hold it in my hand. And I don't know how the price goes up and down. That's all I'm saying. Buy a Rolex, buy a Mantle card, buy a Brady card, and buy gold and silver because they're very limited, they're very much in demand, and they have a huge price. That's only going up. I never see the Jordan card go down to 100,000 or 300,000. I saw Bitcoin go 75,000 down to 72,000. And don't tell me nobody bought it because I see people buying it because I see it go from 72,000 to 75,000. So somebody's buying it at 72,000. They won't admit it, but somebody's buying it. So anyway, keep that in mind. So I bought, I back it up. I bought a 1 ounce. He had 2 ounces of gold, and he had about 7 1/10thers. That was all he had. And I was a little upset because at the end I went back to the case and I realized that some of the tenthers were Philharmonics, and I love the Philharmonics. They're so pretty on the back with all the music, with all the instruments. So I looked at it and I was about to change it, but I kept my 1/10 of an ounce Eagles. The Eagles and the Maple Leafs were the same price. The ounces of Eagles and Maple Leafs were only a $20 difference. So it was $27.97 for the Eagle I bought. The Maple Leaf will have been $27.77. Only a $20 difference. Well, for $20, I'm going to buy the Eagle. I used to buy them at the $60 difference. So it would be $2,200 for the Eagle, $2,140 for the Maple Leaf. I was buying Maple Leafs and Cougar hands right and left. But the whole thought is I'm buying an ounce of gold. I don't give a shit if it's an Eagle or Cougar. I'm buying whatever is cheaper. It's an ounce. I'm buying the ounce of gold. So why people get hung up on it's American versus Maple Leaf? Who the fuck cares? You're buying gold, and the only place you can buy it is at the gold store where it's an Eagle, so you know it's real. He had one that was British, or I think it had Queen on it, but I don't know what it was. It looked like a Harry Potter. I'm sure it was a real gold. I didn't go anywhere near it. I stuck with the Eagle, but he had no quarters and halves. I wanted to buy an ounce and a quarter, which is what I gave Jenna, get that back and get back to where I was. So the goal is to get to 100 ounces now that I'm working. We'll see what happens. Hopefully Trump will do what he said about Social Security and not tax it, which means I can keep getting as well. Right now, I can't work and get it. I can this year because I won't make $25,000 because I'm only there 2 months. But next year, I'll make a lot more than $25,000. And so theoretically, I can't get Social Security and have a job. It's the stupidest thing. It's my money. It's not a government handout. I paid in. I want my money out. So I think what Trump's going to say is, yeah, you can work and collect your Social Security. There will be no penalty. So we will see early January. That's why they told me to come back the second week in January, because it depends what Trump does. So I might take my first Social Security check in January, hear what Trump has to say, and then shut it down. But it's ridiculous. They keep moving the age back, and there's a penalty for getting if you work and make the money. Well, of course I'm going to work. I make 4 times the amount working than I do getting Social Security. It's a pleasure. I told the guy I'm back to work. He said, "Oh, I'm happy for you." I said, "You're happy for me. Now I can go back to buying gold the way I want to." So I took money out of the safe, knowing I've already got my first check and Social Security coming tomorrow and my next check. And now I'm getting checks every Thursday. So now I can replenish my safe, but I could go spend it. Why is everybody into Bitcoin? Because why were they all in Madoff? People are not smart. They're not stupid. They don't know. Why does everybody like Lamar? I don't know. He hasn't won a big game. People see other people do things and they, from a psychological standpoint, do it because other people are doing it. Why do people have tattoos? Sorry, I'm not a tattoo guy. I don't care if you have one, but you'll see somebody with a tattoo and then somebody else gets a tattoo. Why? I think they hurt your skin. I think they cause cancer because the needle into your skin is not healthy for you. People like to follow the lead because they're not stoic. They're very weak people. And they see Bitcoin going up and they feel the need to jump in because they think it's going to 1 million. And this is what is going to happen once they realize that gold is the real play here. They don't know gold. They don't hear gold, da 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 da. But they see Bitcoin at 70,000 going, I can see Bitcoin. Yeah, gold's 2,000, it's 25, it's now 27. Gold moves $100 where Bitcoin can move 3,000 in a day because gold is paper. It's a derivative. But Russia is coming out with a diamond and precious metals exchange, which will get us to a physical price. And when gold starts moving, you're going to see the biggest flood into gold that you've ever seen in your life. And that's what we're waiting for. It's not if it'll happen, it's when, because we know that this is crap. So as people start discovering they're holding crap, and they don't know it yet because the good old government is made off. So because you don't know gold is really good, because they'll say, oh, it's nothing. And you don't know that Bitcoin's a Ponzi scheme, and you don't even know that the dollar's a Ponzi scheme, this is worthless. Go pay $5 for Cheerios and think that, they raised the prices. No, it's the dollar's losing value. So everything at the grocery store is price increased. No, it's the dollar's value is going down. So everything's price goes up. How could everything at the grocery store go up? How could Coke go from $1.59 to $2.95 or whatever? And Pepsi and 7-Up and Fritos and Oreos and ice cream. How could all of them have a price increase? It's impossible. It's the dollar that has no value. But as soon as people don't know, they are not educated in Austrian economics. They are not taught it. They don't even think it. They do not realize they're all getting fucked. And therefore, they don't know to buy gold. So put it this way. I did a Rumpelstiltskin yesterday. I love it. I took $3,000 and turned it into gold. Now, did I spend $3,000? No, I traded it. I took 3,000 of worthless, depreciated dollars that aren't worth anything for $3,000 worth, an ounce and 2/10 of gold. Actually, it was 3,400. That's what I did. I turned it into gold, which will go up as the dollar drops. So it was an exchange. I didn't spend anything. People got to understand when you buy gold, it's not like you're buying a car or you're buying a t-shirt or you're buying dinner. It is simply a trade of fake money for real money. And at the end, you have something which will be worth more in value. And when everybody starts doing what they're doing in Bitcoin into gold, 5,000, 10,000, off you go. Putin with the gold exchange. That's going to make it go. And they can't do anything. The COMEX is broken with gold. It isn't broken with silver yet, but it will be. So gold is broke it, and they have to deliver it, and therefore the price going. And so that's the idea. Bitcoin is not the same. It has no value. At best, it's either a baseball card or a stock. But it's not a stock because a stock at least has a business. Microsoft does make a product and sell it. Facebook doesn't, but that's another story. Or it's a baseball card. But that's what Bitcoin is. It's not money. And people are in it because they think they're going to get rich quick. People are lazy. Oh, I'm going to get rich quick. I'm going to buy Bitcoin. I don't know anything about it, why it goes up in value. But you know what? I know it goes up, so I'm going to make money in it. No, I don't think so. That's not how it works. So Bitcoin is not it's not anything. You're better off, like I said, buying a Rolex, buying a Mantle card at 75,000, or you're better off and buying. Well, I wouldn't buy stocks because they're so overvalued. I would stick to gold and silver or a Rolex. Buy a Rolex for 75,000. You know that's going to go up in value. The other problem with Bitcoin is it's priced in dollars. What does that mean? Well, what's it worth? Okay, let's say it's what, $75,000 right now. So what happens when the dollar goes to zero? It's worth zero. Just like your house and car are going to be worth zero. Now, here comes a gold-backed currency to value your house and car. So now your house is worth 3 ounces of gold, which is equivalent to, let's say, $100,000. Is anybody going to buy Bitcoin with gold? Hell no. Why would I? What is it? It's a digital bullshit. I wouldn't give you 1/10 of an ounce of gold for a Bitcoin. The value's make-believe. It's phony. It's not real. It's digital. So people buying Bitcoin have their heads so far up their own asses, they have no idea what they're doing. And that's the point. That's the problem. They don't understand. And they're not stupid. They just see other people in it and they see the price going up. They don't understand why the price goes up or what it is, just like Madoff. People got into Madoff. Did they know what it was doing? No. Well, he's investing. What's he investing in? Well, we don't know. He was investing in air. He was investing in nothing. It was a Ponzi scheme, but they kept getting paid. So they thought it was a good thing. Oh, yeah, I'll get paid for doing nothing. Great. The American dream. I do nothing and I get paid for it. The only thing that works like that is gold and silver. You do nothing and then watch the gold price go up. But we understand why the gold price is going up. Very limited supply, very strong demand, every central bank buying it. We get it. And it's going to continue because the dollar has 36 trillion in debt. It's fucking worthless. See, nobody understands what the debt's going to do to the dollar. Well, I'm telling you, it's fucking worthless. You can't pay the debt off only with gold, and then you must value gold at 20,000 an ounce to pay it off. But we don't have any gold to do it with unless Trump has it in his basement like Putin does. Hey, Luke. Bitcoin cranking. Silver next this coming week. No, not until JP Morgan gets done with doing their derivatives. It's not going to move. So that's what we're talking about, Bitcoin. And it's why? Because Trump got elected. Do they think that they're going from the dollar to Bitcoin? Bitcoin's going to be dollars. And as I've explained, try to get a flight to Italy and the hotel I was at and the food in Italy with Bitcoin. You ain't going to do it. That's the problem. It's not money. So it can't replace the dollar as the reserve currency or as any currency because it's not real. That's the problem. When the dollar goes out, how are you going to get the money? So Bitcoin's 100,000. Oh, wait, there's no dollar. So now it's not worth anything. Well, I want to transfer it to my bank. Okay, so you transfer 100 grand to your bank. Now what? Try to get the money out of your bank. Oh, they won't give it to me. Well, I can use my debit card and spend 100. I can go to the gold store and buy, but you can't get the money out of the bank even if you have it, if it even has any value, because by that time it won't. So that's your other problem with Bitcoin. Gold, I don't need to go to the bank. I got it at home in my safe. I am not fucking worried about losing value in gold and or silver. And I can go to the gold store where I was at yesterday. I bought my ounce and 2/10 yesterday. I can go there with 2 ounces of gold and sell it very easily. And we know what the value is. And if it's not in dollars, there has to be a medium of exchange. So maybe it's gold has the value. What do you think the Romans did? They had gold and silver. They had the Appian way, just like at Caesar's palace. And that's how they sold it. There wasn't, you didn't go, exchange it for dollars. There was no dollars. Gold and silver was the currency until they took all the gold and silver out. And then it collapsed because people realized there's no value here. Just like now, there's no value here. So your Bitcoin, it's not money. It's basically, it's not even a stock because the stock has a company that makes money. It's not even a baseball card because at least I can hold the Mahomes card, right? This I can hold. I got it. I can hold it. It's 50 count. What's a Bitcoin? I don't know. They'd be better off if they actually sold those stupid coins with the B and there was 21 million of them, then I think it would be more reasonable than just selling ear. So anybody who buys the ear, yeah, it's at 80,000. Where's it going? You can't tell me because you don't know why it goes up and down anyway. So that's the problem. Bitcoin leading the way, gold and silver will follow. Any currency anti-Fed. I've easily transferred Bitcoin to cash in my bank. Same thing as selling stock and the brokerage firm transfers it. It's easier to liquidate than selling 100K of physical gold. I disagree with you 100% there. You can buy fractions of a Bitcoin. You can buy $15 of Bitcoin if you want to. Okay. So have you tried to transfer 100 grand into your bank and did the bank have the money for you? And why do you think it's easier to liquidate than selling 100 grand of physical gold? Why do you make that comment? Have you tried selling 100 grand of physical gold, or are you just talking out of your butt right now? I could go and take 100 grand of my gold and go to this coin store I was at yesterday. And he'll give me a check for 100K. It'll take 5 minutes. So I really don't get where you get that crap from. It doesn't make sense. And obviously you've never tried to do it, but it's very easy to sell gold. You go to the gold store and you sell it. Why is that so difficult? Why is that concept? You can't seem to get that concept. I bought 2/10 of an ounces of gold yesterday, $309, and I bought an ounce. So until you understand Bitcoin is not money, you can't go to Italy with it. You can't go to Germany with it or Barcelona. You can't buy a plane ticket with it. It's not money. This is still the money, but it's toilet paper. It's worthless. But people haven't woken up to it yet. And then when they do, they're going to be dumping it like the central banks and buying gold and silver. Nobody is getting out of dollars for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a Ponzi scheme, money laundering, Russian mafia thing. So if you want to join that, be my guest. And if you make money at it, wonderful. I wouldn't stay in it long. I'd get the fuck out as soon as possible. Anything that Trump and Larry Fink and the Russian mafia are in, I don't think I want to play in that game. Gold, it's a different story. So I know my gold say, it's going to go up at least 10 times. You sure on Bitcoin going up 10 times? Bitcoin's going to 800,000. Or when the dollar goes out, what's Bitcoin's value? It'll be zero, and gold will be whatever it is in gold. Gold does not lose value and does not need dollars to price it. Bitcoin does. So you got to think fifth dimensionally with me. TK, I have some sterling silver my sister has. Is it worth anything? Yes, it is. Just go to the coin store and they'll weigh it, and it's sold by the ounce. So you asked such great questions, Greg and John. Yes, it has value, just like gold. If you have gold silverware, it would have value. It's weighted. So gold, if you got an ounce of gold silverware, it's worth $2,800. Your ounce of silver will be $33 or whatever. You essentially trading your Fed Reserve note for Bitcoin. It's then no longer dollars. Well, no, you're wrong. You're jumping to a conclusion that you're not thinking. What is Bitcoin priced in? Dollars. There is no Bitcoin price. There is a gold price. Gold is worth whatever in gold. Gold won't lose its value. If you want to get out of the Federal Reserve bullshit on the Titanic, what do I tell you? You got to get off the Titanic. You're in Bitcoin. Bitcoin is priced in dollars. If the dollar goes to zero, what's the value of your Bitcoin? Zero. The value of my gold will still have value. I'll be buying a house. As you know, you'll be buying a house with 2 ounces of gold. Can you buy a house with I don't even know what is a Bitcoin, an ounce or whatever? Can you buy a house with it? No, because the guy has to, how is he going to get the value? He's going to have to turn it into dollars, which won't have a value. So no, you're not thinking. It's still dollars. It's just like owning Amazon. It's in dollars. You don't want to be in dollars because they're worthless. So you get out of stocks, you get out of the bank. You don't leave anything in the safety deposit box because it'll close up and you won't be able to get it. The only lifeboat you have is gold and silver. I don't understand why it's such a difficult concept for you. Yeah, I see Bitcoin going up. Do I have any incentive to buy it? Absolutely not. I don't care. I won't buy it. It's not going to happen. So because it's not real. You can't hold it. It's not real. Digital is bullshit. You're going to get Madoff or OneCoin. It's either way. I don't know why anybody would buy it. I really don't. You're playing with fire, and it's not money. I don't know why people think it's money. Go buy a flight to Italy or Barcelona. Go buy a flight to Barcelona with it. Then you can tell me it's money. It's not. It's not even a stock because the stock has a company that has value. And a baseball card I can actually have and hold. I have the Mahomes card. I wouldn't want a digital Mahomes card. I want the real Mahomes card. So you people that trust digital, you're out of your minds. It's not real. It's a Ponzi scheme, just like ETFs. You own part of an ounce of silver or gold. Let's say you own, do you buy an ETF thinking you actually have the gold, that it's yours? 10,000 other people have the same ounce. It's a Ponzi scheme. These ETFs are just a Ponzi. They're done by Madoff. You're in an ETF, you're an idiot. You got to get out. You're not going to win, and you're not going to get any physical. The only answer is to buy physical to get out of the dollar, which is all bankrupt and worthless. I don't know how else to say it. The value of your Bitcoin is still Bitcoin. No, it's not. It's valued in dollars. It's $75,000 or $80,000. It's not priced in Bitcoin. There is no such thing as a Bitcoin price. They're priced in dollars. This is priced in dollars. Let's say this is $2,000. This is priced in dollars. This isn't priced in Mahomes or baseball cards. Your Rolex isn't priced in Rolex. It's priced in dollars. Your Mantle card's priced in dollars. Bitcoin is priced in dollars. Come on, Luke, help me out here. It's not. It's cryptocurrency. It's its own currency. It's not worth anything. You can't buy anything with it. Go book a flight with it, please. Then it'll be money. Until then, it's not money. It's worthless. Nobody wants it. For money to be real, it has to be accepted. It is not accepted. Nobody. Why won't they take it to book a flight? Can you buy a car with it? Can you buy dinner with it? Maybe at one restaurant, but if I go to the barbecue place, I can use silver. I can't use Bitcoin unless it's accepted. It's not money. You can buy gold with Bitcoin on SD Bullion. Well, goody gumdrops. Not at my coin store. So I would do that. But, that's it. I don't know. Okay, so you found one place that takes Bitcoin. I go to my store. I can't use Bitcoin to buy the gold I bought yesterday. I use fake dollars to buy Bitcoin. I use basically toilet paper to buy. As I said, I did my Rumpelstiltskin. I turned dollars into gold. I spun my gold. That's it. You're missing the concept of what money is. Money is accepted. I will go to my Austrian economics. Medium of exchange is what everybody wants. It's the most marketable commodity. That's what money is. You can't pay me for my football with crypto. I can't take it. Right? I don't have an account. I couldn't cash it. I wouldn't know what to do with it. To me, it's worthless. Therefore, it's not money. Right? But I'll take money because what I do is I take this and turn it into gold or silver. That's fine. So I'm using it knowing it's worthless, but I'll still take it. And then I can run to the store on Saturday and buy gold and silver with it. It's not a global currency. The US dollar is the first global currency, or the Roman gold and silver was the first global currency. Well, you got to stop believing in Bitcoin. So Greg and John asked the question, why do people go into Bitcoin? And you're answering it, Luke. You have no idea about Bitcoin. It is not money. I just read you what money is. It must be accepted. You must be able to go to Kroger's and use it. And you can't. You can't go to an Italian restaurant and do it. You can find one restaurant, or you found SD Bullion who's stupid enough to take it. Fine. What do they do with it? Turn it into gold, probably. Why are you having this differentiation on that Bitcoin's money? I don't understand. It isn't. I'm glad you made money on it, as if you made money on a stock or a Rolex or a baseball card, but it's not money. There's no way it's money because it's not acceptable. I don't know how else to explain it. It's as easy as I can. Money, to be money, must be acceptable by everybody, and it is not. It's certainly not a global currency. I would argue you have no idea about Bitcoin. You should learn more about how it works. You could argue about it, but I'm not going to agree with you. Okay, so you think it's money, and I don't. You can't convince me it's worth anything unless it's accepted. The fact it's global, that's bullshit. I mean, the US dollar is global. So you keep saying it's the first global thing. Is the US dollar not global? We go to Europe, right? And what do? We can use our credit cards and pay for goods and services, the hotel, the restaurants in Barcelona and Italy with that. That's global currency. So the US dollar is global currency. You can't use the euro here, so it's not. You couldn't use the ruble here. You'd have to exchange it for USD. So USD is the global currency. But I have no idea about Bitcoin. Are you really making that comment? Seriously? You want to fuck with me on that? It's a digital Ponzi scheme made by the Russians to launder money. The Russian mafia is in it and Larry Fink's in it. What the fuck don't I know about it? Don't come here with that. That's bullshit. What do you think Bitcoin is? You think it's money. You're out of your mind. It's not money. I told you 100 times, money has to be acceptable. You should be able to go to Kroger's and use it, and you can't. So how is it money? What don't I fucking know about it? I mean, come on, Luke. You want to challenge me, but this isn't challenge. Bitcoin is not money. I don't know what you're saying. Well, I guess fiat is currency too. So if you're calling this currency, but this is no value, Bitcoin has no value. It's valued in dollars. You can't go to the grocery store with gold. Great, great comeback. That's really your comeback? You want to go with that? I can't go with a Rolex to the grocery store either. All right, Luke, come on, Luke. You're in way over your head here, and I don't want to hurt you, but you're clueless right now. Can you go to the grocery store with your house or your car? No, but you can sell it for dollars and go to the grocery store with the dollars. Right now, the dollar is what's used to buy things at the grocery store. I can go to the restaurant with my silver and he will take it at my barbecue place. And I would assume other people, but I don't want to sell it at $30 an ounce. Gold is money and silver is money. You know that better than anybody. You quote the Constitution. It's right in there. Gold and silver are the only money. Enjoy your Bitcoin. It's worthless. All right. It when the dollar collapses, what is Bitcoin worth? It isn't money. It doesn't have a value. How are you going to value Bitcoin without money? I don't have to. We've talked about gold buying you a house. So I don't quite get what you're missing in the concept. So don't tell me I don't know what Bitcoin is. Believe me, I know what it is, and I'm running away from it because it's not real. It's bullshit. It's Russian mafia. You want to play with them? Go play with them. It's totally price fixed. It totally has no value, only in dollars. You're blinded by its 80,000. What causes it to go up and down? Why did it go down 3,000 the other day? And then why did it go up 3,000? You have no idea. There's no, it's just Larry Fink, I guess. One Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. Very good. Okay. And what does that mean? No, I don't need to value gold in dollars. Gold has its own value. Is this your first time here, Luke? I'm really confused by you right now. We've gone over this 1,000 times. We went over it at the airport. Gold is its own currency. You know this. You told me the Constitution says gold and silver is money. What part are you having a difficulty understanding that gold doesn't need to be valued in dollars? It just is, but it doesn't need to be. Bitcoin needs to be valued in dollars because there's no such thing as a Bitcoin. It's not even real. It's a computer generated thing. It's bullshit. You like it because it's worth 80,000. Great. You made money on it. Fantastic. Just like making money on Amazon stock or Apple stock. Wonderful. Can you take that to the grocery store and buy it with you got Apple stock? You're gonna no. I mean your whole conclusions are way in left field somewhere. I mean, it's insane. Your whole arguments are insane. They're not real. They don't make any sense. So you gotta you don't listen to what I tell you, and then you've got this argument that you think Bitcoin is money, and I'm telling you it's not because it's not accepted, but you don't listen to it. So you can't understand it for some reason because you don't want to listen. And then Greg John says, why are people into Bitcoin? And this is the reason. You don't listen. You don't understand. You are failure to understand Bitcoin is just a computer thing. It's digital money. It's not real. You calling it global. It's not the only global. This is the only global currency is this crap. And when this crap goes to zero, the whole world goes. That's why you own gold and silver. That's why people are running into Bitcoin, but that's not going to save you because Bitcoin's valued in dollars and gold isn't. And I can go to the gold store and get it. What are you going to do with Bitcoin? You're going to transfer it into your bank. The bank's not going to have money for you because the bank will be worthless. All right, let's check we're going in circles. Let's check football. The Giants 3rd and 7 at the 24 with 17 seconds left. Looks like this is a winner. The under, it's at 31. If they kick a field goal to tie it, it'll be 34. We're under 46. It's a W. Let's look at the lines again. KC 7, 42.5 to Denver. It's actually gone from 7.5 to 7. Buffalo 4.5, 47 to Indy. Minnesota 7, 42.5 to Jacksonville. The Bears 6.5, 37.5 to New England. The Niners 6.5, 50.5, 50 to Tampa Bay. Atlanta 3.5, 47.5 to New Orleans. Washington 2, 45.5 to Pitt. San Diego is up to 8, 7.5, 39.5 to Tennessee. The Philly 7, 7.5, 44 to Dallas. The JETSs are 1.5, 46 to Arizona, and Detroit 3.5, 50 to Houston. And the Rams are up to 2, 2.5, 48.5, 49 to Miami. So not much. Trevor Lawrence is supposed to be out. I assume he is. Let's check news. I assume the Giants will tie it and go to overtime. That's how good they are. They can't beat Carolina. The league will aim to have games in Berlin. Okay, yeah, they really care in Berlin. So I assume Trevor Lawrence is out. Micah Parsons returns. We know Dak Prescott likely done for the season. Nick Bosa fined for wearing a hat. What the fuck's wrong? He wears a hat. This is supposed to be about freedom here, right? He wears a hat, and that's it. I like it because it's limited and acceptable all over the world for conversions into any currency. I assume you're talking about gold, or are you talking about Bitcoin? I don't know. That is a gold answer. I don't know what you're talking about. If it's a Bitcoin answer, it's not limited, 21 million, and acceptable all over the world for conversion into any currency. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, so Luke. Okay, don't ever challenge me about if I know about Bitcoin. Okay, bad idea there. Don't fuck with the professor. If I don't know something, I say it, but I'm telling you what's going on with it. You want to own Bitcoin? Be my guest. And when it goes to zero, don't come crying to me. All right. That's about it. I don't see it. Let's see. 17-17. And so we're going to overtime. It's a 34. So it's a 37 or a 40. We got a winner anyway because we're under 46.5. So we're off to a good start. All right, Luke, go enjoy the Steelers. That's it. Have a good day, everybody. Good luck on the games. Again, I have 4 locks going, 3 today, 1 tomorrow. We hit the Cincinnati lock. We went 4-1 in our locks yesterday, and G hit a 14 teaser with them. So I was happy for G. Anyway, have a good day, everybody. www.teaserking.com. If you still want to get the locks today, you can still do it. Off you go. You want to challenge me on Bitcoin? It's a Ponzi scheme. And don't fuck with me. I know what I'm talking about there. So if you want to get it, I don't understand how it's accepted all over the world. It's not accepted in here in the U.S., and it converts into any currency. No, it doesn't. Only if you have a bank. Anyway, enough with that. I don't want to waste my time with something this stupid. All right. Have a nice day, everybody.